Happy Mother's Day. I have a quick message here for mothers and children for improved relationships and a soulful perspective of self in the very unique relationship of parent and child. It also provides some insights for healthy relationships and improved relationships with parents and with children in general, whether that be a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, etc. Happy Mother's Day to all the nurturers, cheerleaders, Band-Aid providers, heartfelt listeners, advocates for fairness, and champions of inner greatness. A parenting insight that did wonders for my relationship with my mother and for my relationship with my two children. In all the ways you are not your mother, your child is not you. I don't intend that in any particular positive or negative aspect. But most of us are keenly aware of just how distinct we are from our own parents, and yet curiously unaware that our child or children is just as distinct in self from us and from their other parent as you and I are from our parents. Similarities, of course, but we are each our own self, our own being, our own soulful composition by design. Knowing this allows us to get to know our children as the unique beings they are, better supporting them in being their best self, not our sense of their best self. And it is never too late to do that. Significant tension can arise when the parent wants the child to be the better or best version of their own self. A parent viewing the child as the improved do-over of themselves. This was observable with the college admissions scandals. Many of the parents, although financially successful, felt lessened by not having gone to college. Lori Loughlin, what show was she in? Full House, right? And several Lifetime movies and Hallmark movies and things like that. She spoke of this in interviews and at her trial. To many outsiders, Lori Loughlin's life looked like a dream. To herself, she apparently felt quite inadequate for not having gone to college and didn't want her two beautiful daughters to have that same regret, that same sense of deficit. But they aren't her. One of the daughters admitted she didn't even want to go to college, having already been creating quite a successful career and living before even being of age for college. Impressive by many conventional standards. This individuated perspective of self also allows us to better relate to our own parents as the individual beings they each are, including oh my God, should I just start this whole thing over? I apologize. Including a reset of memories if they are now passed on into death. Saying to self, I am not my parents. They are them. I am me. My child or children are not me. They are them. I am me. So much familial tension and dis-ease can present from distorting overlaps of sense of selves. Teenage or strong-willed children of every age sometimes have an almost screaming subconscious that says, I am not my father or I am not my mother, which plays out in open or repressed tension and resistance, sometimes more towards the same gender parent. A fighting for self. The more the child senses similarity with that parent and or pressure from that parent, often the more tension or fight there is. Again, a fight for self. The fight is over. The tension is relieved quite readily once any party acknowledges in calm conversation that they are distinct selves, with some complementary bits and likely some uncomplementary bits, but each its own self. Tension is reduced, maybe even gone. The fight gone. Love, acceptance, appreciation for self and for the parent now made easier to flow and be. A conversation could go something like this. Honey, we are so different, aren't we? Similar, yes, but each our own being. Said with appreciation of differences, hugs, smiles, maybe giggles, sentiments of love and honor. A note to those with young children, unless you have a strong-willed young child, this conversation may not be necessary nor appreciated until the hormones kick in around age 12. Save it for then, in that case. Then in every encounter, each self is free to decide what it is and what it isn't individually. Where there is tension in family, be curious about where one or all might be fighting for space to be self. Take it, give it, allowing a loving, liberated, healthy sense of self to flourish without need for a fight for self. I hope this is helpful from this mother of an amazing 19-year-old that is very much her own self, and an amazing almost 16-year-old that is very much her own self, and B, this 51-year-old daughter of an incredibly loving, I'm going to cry, masterful helper, strong woman, whom I thought I was needing to internally fight for self with for far longer than was necessary. I'm a helper too, and it showed up as me feeling completely unjustifiably critical of my mom until I realized she is herself and I get to be myself, and we are similar. We are both helper types, feeling great joy and love in helping others, which I felt critical of her for decades, probably out of some weird subconscious sense of competition that if she's an amazing helper, then she took the job and I can't do it as well. And it made me be subconsciously critical of her, and it was ridiculous. I'm so glad I set myself free from that nonsense. We are each our own selves, and now I can let me just love her for the incredibly generous, positively intending, giving, lovable, likable person that she is. Motherhood is not always the easiest job at all their ages, but when you can make space for being a loving, caring, likable version of self by your assessment, even just for your own enjoyment, then it is so much easier to feel quite good even at doing this often very hard, often thankless job. A win-win for all. Liking yourself through motherhood and daughterhood with love of self and all. Sending my love. This is Jill Renee Feeler. My website is jillreneefeeler.com. And if you enjoyed this, thank you for hitting like and giving a rating and subscribe. And if you're experiencing this on YouTube, once you subscribe, you'll also want to click the little chime button so that you'll get the updates of when new content is posted. All right, sending my love. Happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye, everybody. Hi, Sammy.